Disassembling of CPU. Procedure. Tools. Magnetic tip screwdriver. It is recommended to use multi-bits magnetic screwdriver as it holds the screw post unscrewing it. Make sure to use appropriate bit-in screwdriver based on type of head on screw. Precaution. Before handling electronics component or device, it is must to remove static charge of the body. To remove static charge, you can use static band on wrist and insert the ground pin in any electric plug ground hole. Then after, switch on the plug. Switch off the plug and remove static band. Now, static charge is removed from body. In case if you don't have static band, touch any metal object which is grounded. It will also remove static charge from body. While using screwdriver, make sure tip of screwdriver should not touch on PCB as it may create scratch which can cause permanent damage to PCB. It is always better to keep the devices on dry, clean and plain surface away from any magnetic field and place PCBs like motherboard, expansion card on anti-static sheet to avoid any damage. Do not try to over-tightening of any screws. Remove external I/O devices. Remove power inlet and outlet cable from CPU by pulling it outwards. Remove keyboard cable by pulling it outwards. Remove monitor cable by unscrewing the screws and then pulling connector outwards. Remove mouse cable by pulling it outwards. Remove network cable by pressing the lock and then pulling it outwards. Remove cabinet panels. If the cabinet is tower model, place the cabinet on clean and plain surface. Unscrew all the screws on left panel. Slide the left panel outwards and then remove it. Now turn the cabinet in horizontal position. Unscrew all the screws on right panel. slide the panel and then remove it. Now you can see that base plate is in lower side and can see all the internal components of CPU. Remove all the internal cables. Remove hard disk SATA cable from drive and motherboard by pulling it outward. Remove 40 pins Cd-Rom IDE flat cable from drive and motherboard by pulling it outward from neck of connector. Remove 34 pins floppy drive cable from drive and motherboard by pulling it outward from neck of connector. Remove all the power connectors by pulling it. Remove hard disk power cable. Remove CD-ROM drive power cable. Remove floppy disk drive power cable. Remove motherboard 20-pin power cable by pressing the lock. Remove motherboard 4-pin power cable by pressing the lock. Remove CPU fan power cable. Place all the power cable at one side. Remove all front panel connectors. Remove internal speaker connector. Before removing front panel connectors, note down diagram of connectors. Remove power switch connector. Remove power LED connector. Remove reset switch connector. Remove hard disk LED connector. Remove USB connectors. Remove audio connectors. Place all the front power connectors at one side. Remove RAM module. RAM module is locked on RAM slot. Press lock of RAM slot notches at both the ends simultaneously using thumb of both hands. RAM module will get unlocked and automatically come out from RAM slots. Now remove the RAM module. In case multiple RAM module is present, do the same to remove another RAM module. Remove expansion card. Remove if any expansion card is connected in the expansion slot. As you can see here, one Ethernet card is connected in the PCI slot. Unscrew and remove screw. Hold the expansion card from front top and pull it slightly without applying much force. Now hold the expansion card back top and now again pull it slightly. Now expansion card will come out from slot. Remove expansion card. Remove all the drives. Keeping the base plate on top, and then one by one remove all the screws of hard disk drive. Floppy disk drive. Cd-Rom drive. Now turn the cabinet. Remove hard disk drive. Remove all the screws and then remove the hard disk drive by pulling it outward. Remove floppy disk drive. Remove all the screws and then remove the floppy disk drive by pushing it outward from inside. Remove Cd-Rom drive. Remove all the screws and then remove the Cd-Rom drive by pushing it outward from inside. Remove motherboard. Identify all the screws on motherboard. Unscrew all the screws from motherboard one by one. Hold the motherboard from both sides closer to middle portion by making sure that your finger should not touch components on motherboard. Slightly pull the motherboard inside so that all the ports get detached from cabinet. Now remove the motherboard from cabinet and keep it on clean, dry and non-metallic surface. Remove CPU fan. Check the direction mark mentioned on top of all 4 screw notches. Now, one by one unscrew all the notches using single rotation based on direction marking. Slowly pull all 4 levers so that it gets detached from motherboard. Now remove the CPU fan and keep it aside. Remove processor. To remove the processor, first press the processor slot lock lever slightly and then pull it slightly away from slot. And now lift it upward till it unlocks. Now open the processor slot lock flap. And then after, hold the processor and remove it from slot very carefully. Now you can see here, it is a pinless processor. Disassembling process of PC is completed.